Right, welcome along, Mr. Daniel, back on in the studio.
Yes, first one we've actually done our own podcast in our own studio.
You were behind the camera though. Right, I was going to drink coffee there. So this one, we're going to be like I've just got some questions here for Dan. We're just going to jump straight into them. Obviously, he's going to share all of his knowledge, experience, everything with these, and just listen, probably get a pen and paper, and don't get offended.
I'm nowhere near as offensive as I used to be.
Nah, not at all. But I suppose everyone's the same, aren't they? We're more offensive in private than...
Yeah, I think you mellow as you get older.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I know, I'm 10 years older than you as well.
More nuanced.
I know. Right, let's do it then. So, you've said fitness isn't a personality, it's a behaviour. What do you mean by that?
The people who truly stay in shape long term, for example, I would say me and you are very good examples of that. We don't make a massive song and dance about it. It isn't all we are. It isn't everything we are. And without it, it's not like we aren't anything. We are in shape because we are normal people who live normal lives, who consistently engage in habits that keep us in shape. It isn't our entire full existence to be in shape, and so often people make the mistake that if they want to be in shape, they have to be engaging in extreme behaviours, and those extreme behaviours inevitably mean that the time that you can do it for is super short. But they think that that's what you have to do because everyone's shouting from the rooftops that, oh well, I've done all my meal prep for the week and I'm going to go and do my 5 sessions and I'm going to go and do my cardio and I'm going to go and do my yoga and I'm going to drink my green maca fucking whatever coffee. And it creates this illusion that in order to be in shape, it has to be this super, almost obscene bodybuilding lifestyle. It's bollocks. Like, the people who are actually in shape the longest are the ones who just do healthy habits consistently, but they're a very small part of their lives. Like, the time in a week that me and you actually spend dedicated to like our physiques is very small. Like, I wouldn't even count like daily activity as like being a conscious effort towards fitness. I'm just active. So realistically, 4 hours a week training in terms of structured training? Yes, I eat well, but I also don't eat well at times. I just consistently make sensible choices. There's no constant thought behind it. There's no constant effort. I'm not trying to make fucking meal prep that looks fantastic on Instagram. Like, some of my meals look like dog shit, and they're the ones I post.
Yeah, well, just on that, like just to give it a bit of normality, I had a fish finger and smiley face sandwich yesterday. Because I wanted it.
Sunday night I had oven pizza because Hope was away all weekend and I literally had nothing left to eat.
Yeah.
But like, so what? It's fine. It's like, it always annoys me when you're like out and about. And obviously people know what I do. And people probably know more about what I do in my training because it is my job. I wouldn't be posting anything if it wasn't because I have to. I have to be present in social media land as a coach. If I wasn't a coach, then I wouldn't be bothering posting out. But if I go out and I don't know, say I'm having a couple of beers, are you having a drink? Well, yeah, quite regularly drink. Like, is that like, why wouldn't I? Or like, you're like eating that, and it's like, of course I am. Like, I'm a normal person. There's this perception that in order to be in shape, you have to be just this fitness person. You can't just be a normal person who does these behaviours regularly.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen my post in the group yesterday. It was just like, I wrote in 20 little habits of what I do, but like I don't think about it, because I was trying to think of things what like helps me keep me lean and healthy like all year round, what sort of I don't think about, and like what some people might do, some people might not. But it was just like a list, and it was like, I don't drink sugary drinks, I don't drink in the house, I don't keep crap in the house, I'll always aim for like 10,000 steps, not 15, 20,000 or anything like that. What was another one? I use spray oil. I only ever buy 5% lean mints. But then when you take that combination of all of these little things, and that was just 20 what I could just think of straight away.
Yep.
But it's those things what I'm not posting on Instagram to say that I'm this healthy person because I eat 5% lean mints. It isn't. That's just loads of little choices built up over time to that.
And this is the thing. None of those things would appear anything extreme. To anyone looking
Yeah.
in, if you read that list, if anyone really thought like, God, like that's extreme, that. Like I think if they read that list, they would never think of like, and said, right, imagine who I am, imagine what type of shape I'm in. They probably wouldn't come to the conclusion of where you are.
Yeah.
Because everyone believes, because of this sort of phony performance that everyone puts on, and to be honest, I actually think people within the industry are worse for this than clients. The clients are the victims of this.
Yes.
But it's the people in the industry because they want to make themselves look like the fucking superheroes. Look what I'm doing. Look how hard I work. Look how perfect my fitness schedule is. But it's bollocks because it's not necessary. It's like me and you have been as lean as anyone could fucking be. Basically living like a normal life. I mean, the lowest body fat percentage I ever got to, my life was a bit of a clip. Like in the sense of like, I was like here on a morning, I was on a building site all day.
Yeah.
Basically like eating what I could when I could, but certainly nothing prepped or optimized. It was just what I needed. And then on a night, fitting in half an hour to 40 minutes of just very basic compound movements so I didn't lose muscle.
Yeah.
But like, how achievable does that sound to someone who's sitting there, who maybe works, who maybe is a builder, say, who works a full-time job and has a full-time life? And I'm saying, well, as long as you eat right and maybe do half an hour, 40 minutes on a night, you can do mint. But they're not sitting there going, well, you've got to do all your meal prep and you've got to make sure all your macros are optimized and your sleep schedule. So then you've got to wake up and you've got to practice mindfulness. And then you've got to do
I don't think builders are practicing mindfulness.
No, I'm talking about the influences, how they,
yes,
the perception of what they're seeing you need to do to have results. And then you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to go to the gym and do your cardio. And then you'd go to work, and then after work you would have to go to your gym and then train. You need to train 6 days because you need to split every single body part into fucking a million different pieces. Like I'm going to train my left arse cheek tonight, rather than just going, I'm doing squats.
Yeah.
It's, they make the mountain seem bigger and it only massages their own ego. But I actually think they're putting themselves in a trap as well, because you'll know yourself, all of the personal trainers and coaches that end up having an identity crisis are the ones that engage in this behaviour because even they can't live up to their own standards consistently, and when they don't, they associate that with failing and failing their own identity.
Oh, I've seen a lot of that lately. Actually.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of
exactly.
that.
So that, and this is the problem. What they're projecting to the world, even they can't sustain, which is why they end up burning out, having crises. Me and you don't have any crises. Why? Because we're not actually doing anything obscene. We're just normal people who train 4 hours a week, walk as much as we need to, and make sensible choices. But it doesn't sound glamorous. How does telling clients that they need to be engaging in all these over-the-top behaviours help in any meaningful way?
Do you think social media has made being into fitness more about optics than outcomes?
Everybody wants to be seen to be trying to improve themselves. They're not necessarily concerned whether they are or not. It's more important that there's the perception that they're trying than actually progress. So, like I say again, it's all January. All you see, all these people who've never trained before, all of a sudden they're doing cleanses, they're going to Pilates, they're doing yoga. They're trying to do everything because this is what they think they need to be doing, and they're posting it all. It's all stopped now. So if you just picked a couple of half-decent habits to stick to, how much further would you have gotten? Like I said, I don't blame the clients here. I blame the perception that the fitness industry gives out, because we can choose how hard or how easy we make this lifestyle look. I could 100% change my approach on social media tomorrow and make everybody think I was a fucking fitness monk.
Yeah.
Of course I could.
Yeah, of course you could.
But why? How? Like, this is why my content, your content, yes, there's elements of training that people might think, oh, that's like a lot or over the top, but that's probably because we do train quite hard, we're quite advanced, but most of it's supposed to be normal. Look how little we're doing. Look how normal my meals are. Like, we aren't engaging in these extreme behaviours because you don't have to. They don't move the needle. Focus on they're doing the least you can possibly do to get the most effective results out of it, rather than just trying to fill a schedule for the sake of sounding like you're doing a lot.
I can't post my foods anymore because it's pretty much all the same. It's been the same forever.
I have
It's like,
now and again I'll have something different, and it's like, well, I'll take a picture. I mean, what did I do Friday? I made like a wrap pizza thing, just 'cause I fancied something a bit different. I posted that because it isn't what I normally have.
Yeah.
But I can't just post me chowing at a fucking chicken breast like a Mars bar, like because yet again I've not given myself enough time to make a lunch. But that's reality. That's real for most people.
But these people do post, I've said before, like the different, they post so many different meal variations because that gets the most engagement, but they aren't sitting there making that many different meals all the time.
Of course not.
It's like I was actually thinking about it last night. It was like, I haven't posted some food stuff in our groups at the minute, and it was like I call it me cheap ass chili. I've been posting that for 10 years in the group, and it was like, I know a lot of people haven't been members for that long, but it was like, I'm still eating it today.
Yeah.
And it's just one of them things.
The thing is, sometimes it almost makes you question yourself in a sense of like, obviously everyone's meant to lie to themselves, us included. So it's like, am I really doing everything I can be doing? And then you like see these people rhyming off all the things you do, and you think, am I fucking missing something here? But then actually, when you break it down, you think, no, because all that shite doesn't make any difference. Does not make any difference to the results. Believe it or not, there's no actual nutritional benefit to colour-coded meal prep. Did you know that?
What's colour-coded meal prep?
You've not seen it, man, where it's like, this week's purple, this week's it's all like beautiful colours and like different, everything's like matchy-matching. Like, you just think, fucking who's got time for that?
That's like, that's adding an extra layer of friction.
Of course.
To people.
And this is the thing. And these are the same people that fail themselves because they can't live up to that. No one can live like that unless you're like a bodybuilder who, again, only live like that in prep phase for a very short time. And they don't even need to live like that. We've got as fucking lean as they have without living like that.
Yeah.
They might do that for like 10 weeks, but that's all they're doing. No normal person needs to live like that to get results.
Yeah, theirs is an outcome, like an outcome based for their sport.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, you might have to focus into that extent at the very, very end of the thing, but literally all anyone needs to do to start moving is eat a little bit less every day and move a little bit more. You don't need to be focusing on all this pointless fluff because it's just a distraction. It's a complete and utter con by people in the industry to make themselves look and feel good, but in the long term they end up feeling worse because they end up feeling betrayed by themselves.
What would you do if your dog was fat?
Exactly, walk it once more, we'll give it an extra walk, wouldn't you?
You'd give it an extra walk, give it a little bit less food.
You wouldn't overhaul its lifestyle, but like I said, it's this charade, fitness has become a performance. It's become more about performance than it has progress. It's about displaying this big show of like, look at all these things, like this is what I am. But you don't have to be, in order to be in shape, it doesn't have to be all you are. It just needs to be a very small aspect of your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be a full identity. And you see this with everything people do these days, it ends up consuming the whole self. It isn't healthy. It takes away the whole idea behind health. Like the whole idea of being healthy is that you do these healthy things passively. Yeah. They're just things that you do. You just go to the gym 3 or 4 times a day 3 or 4 times a week because you enjoy it. Yeah, that's the mistake. Because you enjoy it. You go for a nice long walk on a Sunday morning because you enjoy it. You make sensible food choices because it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But it's not about just trying to make it look as brutal and as... Like me and you probably get up earlier than pretty much anyone. But all posting every day. Early grind, like,
yeah.
Attack the day. It's like, well, no, get up early because we have to. If I didn't have to get up that early, I fucking wouldn't.
There's such easy posts, though. There could be such easy posts.
Oh, there could be, but for what benefit? Because, like, I'm not going to glamorize something that I only do because I have to. Would I get better results from having an extra hour in bed? Probably. Sleep's great.
I know.
You can't get enough sleep. Definitely, I'd benefit from sleeping more. So why would I then glamorize this, like, look what I'm doing, look how early I'm getting up, when actually I'd be better off if I didn't have to. If you don't have to get up at 5 o'clock, don't.
Yeah.
Sleep. Like, you've probably got a job and a family, like, there's no, like, fucking cold plungers. You've got people dragging their arses out of bed to sit in a fucking ice bath, which, yes, it might be good for your head, but it's doing fuck all for your results. Have the extra hour in bed. Like, sleep is such a important thing, and people are depriving themselves of sleep to go and sit in an ice bath.
I feel the ice baths have gone a little bit though. That was like a couple of years ago. Like everybody, I took the piss out of it. I remember holding a whiteboard up with something wrote on like, "We don't care about your ice baths," because it is like, you were getting up. It was just another fad. It was like another fad. I mean, don't get us wrong. Some people will use it and all the rest of it, but Dan is completely right. If you can have an extra hour in bed to get into a bloody cold bath, like, you're absolutely nuts.
But if we go through a list of everything in the fitness industry and break it down to the things that actually make any difference to your physique: energy intake, energy output, protein, a little bit of nutrition somewhere in there is going to be good. You want a bit of fibre. Besides that, just need to be training regularly.
Yeah.
Applying a little bit of progressive overload. You need to be consistently trying to do a little bit more than you've done previously. Don't train too much. 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough for the average person, because you actually need time to recover. And that's genuinely about it. But if you think of all the fluff that's just floating around now, HIIT, Pilates, yoga, like all these things, and yes, they can be good for you, yes, they can help mobility, but if we are just specifically talking about achieving the result that most people want, which is just a healthier body that looks better and performs better, so little of these things actually contribute towards that progress.
Yeah.
But people are just so taken in by the noise, they think they have to be doing it all, and it just ends up being this totally insurmountable thing that you're never going to be able to fit into a normal life, rather than just focusing on the absolute smallest amount you can do. Most people want the best results for the littlest amount of effort. Of course they do. It's the most common sense thing ever. It's the most evolutionary thing ever.
Yeah.
Why would we want to do more for no benefit? Especially when most people don't enjoy it. Most people are never going to enjoy diet and exercise. Like, we eat well, but I'd probably enjoy a pizza more.
Yeah. I haven't had a pizza for ages.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's like, most especially normal people, like we're slight exceptions. Most normal people do not enjoy diet and exercise, but they're almost forced to pretend that they do, because it's seen as a necessity. It has to be everything you are and all you are. Just do the littlest amount you can do to get the results that you want, and then you'll be able to fit it in, and then you'll do it consistency, and then you'll keep the results.
I was battling through my head about like trying to squeeze in a 5th session a week, like to help like with the mass building and all the rest of it. But I can hit it hard enough in those 4 sessions, to be fair. Like, if I really like hit it harder in those 4 sessions, it means that I don't have to do that 5th session. But even for me, whose life this is, I love it. I fucking love training. It's still my hobby till this day. And yet that 5th session was an added pressure and an added time frame. Could have just sent us over the edge of like not wanting to do it. Do you know what I mean? And that's for me.
Yeah. But also, intensity is the needle mover. Train harder in less time and have more time for recovery. We've knew this for years.
Yeah.
And obviously it's more coming out all the time. But yeah, just train harder in those less sessions and rest more. You're going to recover better and get better results. But somewhere along the line, people don't like working hard. So rather than working harder, they want to do more. They think that's the answer.
Yeah.
I'll do more and apply less effort to all of it, and look how much I'm doing. Rather than just doing 1 or 2 things, but actually pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to do them, and pushing yourself hard. Because again, it becomes more about performance than actually trying to achieve anything. Strip everything down and actually put effort in, rather than trying to actually avoid the hard work, avoid the simple things.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's putting that effort in. I think, I don't know about the same for you, but if I do, if I'm in my 7 a.m. session with Matty, let's say yesterday I did a very hard push session, there's no way I'm doing another weight session that day.
Yeah.
But people think I've trained 3 times today.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Genuinely, what on earth are you doing? Like, if you're training hard, you can train 3 times a week, 3 hours a week. Especially for just normal people with normal recovery rates, normal lives, and other stresses. It needs to be the smallest part of your life for most people, because that's what it is. It's not more important than your job. It's not more important than your family. It's not more important than your downtime, your relaxation time. So treat it like that. and accept that, well, it's just something I do. I'll train 3 times a week, but do it all the time. You don't need to be doing any more. What you need to be doing is things better. And it's this whole like procrastination thing. Everybody loves to think and optimize and tinker rather than doing. Thinking will never replace doing. But everybody wants to be seen. Well, if I'm thinking about it, if I'm adjusting, if I'm constantly looking like my mind's moving and I'm doing something, I can actually avoid doing something. And that's very much a modern invention.
Yeah.
The younguns love it. Do. How many like 50 and 60-year-old blokes who've trained for years, who me and you would go in and watch and think, what the fucking hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like forms, shite, programming's shite. Bodies look all right though, don't they?
Yeah.
Why? Because even though it's not optimal, even though it's not perfect, they're doing it hard and they're doing it consistently. And hard work will always beat perfection.
I don't want to go off on a side tangent here, but I think this is the balance between these new science-based lifters. Science-based lifters and like old school people, it's like, if you look at the old school people, yes, they were fucking chucking everything about all over the place, went to swinging all over the place. Look at the physiques. Yes, I get it, all the science-based stuff, but now it's like, you've got like skinny lads, like scatting on about this science-based stuff, how it's optimal. It's like...
They're never ever touching... The thing is... Dorian,
I don't want you to go off on a side tangent here, but
no, it's like you need a mix. You need a mix of that intensity, and you need the principles that underpin it. But if you're never touching the higher intensities, you're never going to promote change. We know that in order to create change, you need intensity. You could do 12 beautiful, perfect bicep curls, but unless you're actually having to like do something to lift that weight, you're never going to promote a change. And this is again when people go and I train 3 times. I bet you're doing cardio with weights.
Yeah.
You're never ever going to build muscle. You're never going to change your body. And again, this is why people never get results, because they're just consistently concentrating on all the pointless fluff that doesn't achieve anything.
What's the difference between performing discipline and actually practicing it?
Prime example then. So if I'm eating with other people, I'm more like I'm just going to be ordering a normal meal. I'll probably eat the biggest meal there, to be honest. If I go out for a meal with my family, I'm probably having the biggest portion. And everyone will look and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's because I'm quite happy to eat poorly in public, because that's when I appreciate the food, when I'm in company, when I'm socialising, same as I'll have a drink, but I'll eat well in private. Somebody who's performing discipline will, I'll just have the salad. I'll just have the water. I'll just have the Diet Coke.
Okay, yeah.
Then they go home and order the fucking pizza. There's the difference. Because somebody who is disciplined, who's practicing discipline, isn't trying to prove what they're doing to anybody. They can pick a time and a place to actually enjoy themselves and to indulge, and that's great. Then they just go back to the normal habits. The other way around is the person that's, look how disciplined I am, look how hard I'm trying, look how strict I am. But then as soon as there's nobody else around to see the performance, there's your difference.
I like that, actually, because I'm exactly the same. If I'm going out for a meal, I'm just having a meal.
Well, yeah, because I don't go out often.
Yeah.
So when I do, I want to enjoy it.
Yeah, but I suppose that is like a bit of a, not a discipline thing, but like we probably don't, some people probably just go out for more and more meals and more, do you know what I mean?
They do, but I'm talking about, like I said, the people who are purposely trying to show you they're behaving themselves in that thing. They're trying to make such a huge song and dance about what they're doing. It's like, January, did I have a drink in January? I'm not sure. I think I maybe had one thing, but I don't know. It wouldn't be uncommon if I hadn't drank that month. But I wasn't doing dry January.
Yeah,
it wasn't a big thing. I've been off the drink all month. It wasn't a big celebration. You just do it because what you're trying to prove, like what's trying to show everyone what you're doing, helping. All that's doing is making an even bigger cliff to fall off when you inevitably fail.
Yeah, I mean, end of February now. I haven't had a drink this year, but I haven't went round and told everybody. And the only reason why I haven't though is because I haven't been in that social scenario of where I've had the drinks around us or anything like that. But if it was, I would.
Well, the next 2 weekends I've got plans. Going out with the lads next weekend. The weekend after I'm going to a gig, and I'll literally drink as much as anyone could drink because I'm out and I'm on it, and I'm gonna have a good night and I'm gonna enjoy myself, and that's fine. You can do that. There's no reason why you can't, because as soon as that's done, I'll just go back and not drinking again. And this is the thing. It's like we need to normalise these sorts of choices without them becoming extreme.
Yeah.
Like I mean, nobody asks anymore because everyone knows us. But like, say when I first started not drinking, so going to get like a Coke or a non-alcoholic Guinness or something, are you off the drink? Well, no, I'm just not drinking.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be this big thing.
I'm sober now.
We need to just normalise these behaviours to the point where it's not even worth telling somebody about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people can't go for a walk now without getting the steps in, which I like it and I hate it. I love the thought that that's present in people's mind and they're always thinking about it. But it's like, do you not just want to go for a walk because it's nice to go for a walk?
Yeah, I'm on the same as you there, because when you're talking about the identity thing, I actually do want people to form an identity of like, I am a person who hits 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
I do want people to get that.
But it's like, we never think like, oh, we're gonna go for it. You just get up and go and do it, and that's because it's something we quite enjoy doing. Like, we like going for a walk and getting a coffee, but also if you make it normal and you make it enjoyable, it makes it far more palatable, and that makes it easier. If you're thinking, I need to get 10,000 steps, I need to go and get me walk, you're making it like a barrier. You're making it like a horrible thing, rather than just making it a normal part of your life, which ultimately these things have to become for them to be sustainable.
And going for a coffee really helps in between all that.
Oh, you've got to have somewhere to walk to.
Yeah, like if you've got that point, like we did it on Sunday, like part of Durham Oak Gardens, walk into Durham, coffee, and then back, and it's
my favourite thing to do.
Brilliant thing.
We just need to normalise good behaviours without making them extreme. Because ultimately, why do people want to make them extreme? They want to make them extreme because they think it makes them look good. Look what I'm doing. I'm trying to be in shape. I'm a healthy person. But it doesn't look good in a month's time when you pack it all in.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah could play on it. She could play on it. She's often wondered about whether to post it or not, because she hasn't drank for a year and a half now. But she was never a big drinker.
Yeah.
She would never ever drink in the house. Yep. It was only the rare occasion where we would go out. And it was when Ibiza for my 40th, that was the last time she drank. She hated it, and like, because she always feels shit afterwards. Yeah. So it's like, but she hasn't posted, I've been sober X amount, because she wasn't she wasn't an alkie, she wasn't had a problem or anything like that. It becomes
virtue signalling.
Yeah.
And the problem is anyone from the outside looking in, because people aren't nuanced. So she posts, I've not drank for a year. Someone who's a little bit overweight, not liking the body, wanting to make a change, seeing someone like Sarah and wanting to be in shape, automatically then goes, I need to cut alcohol out.
Yeah.
And then they embark on this journey to cut alcohol out. So they cut alcohol out for a month. It's a bit shit because alcohol's a big part of their life. So what happens? They go back on it and they drink twice as much as they would have. and this is the cycle, and this is why, as people in the fitness industry, we should be more honest. Like, which coach would you rather have? The one who says, I woke up and I practiced my mindfulness and I did all my meal prep, and then I went and did an hour of cardio, and then I came home and then I did some yoga, and then I did something else, and then I went to the gym on the night and I trained me fucking left rear delt. And, and like all these things, or like my son, I had got up, whacked a scoop of protein powder in my coffee, necked it, went for a tow walk with my dog. I'd already trained for that week, so I only trained 4 times a week, so that was all done. And then went and sat in the pub and drank non-alcoholic Guinness and watched the rugby all afternoon.
Yeah.
Which Sunday would you rather have? Genuinely, it's like they're both going to achieve the same thing. This is the thing. It's not like they're achieving anything special and I'm not achieving. In fact, I've probably done more for my mental health by going to sit in the pub and having a crack with the lads and watch the rugby than they have by practicing mindset. It's like, normalise normality.
Yeah.
Because the people who are truly in shape long term are just normal people who also fit in a few hours of training in a week and make some sensible food choices. You don't have to be doing any of that nonsense. Like, that Sunday sounds like a pretty good Sunday to me. And that's just normal. And it moves the needle in the same way that their fucking over-elaborated bollocks does.
With what Ashton said on the podcast, your downtime's your uptime, and that downtime, what you were doing there, is total uptime.
Yeah, make as much time in your life to enjoy life as you can. And if that means that, like, you're fitting training into a smaller and smaller box, that's great. Fit it into the smallest box possible, but then do it as hard as you possibly can.
End.
It is. It's like, yeah.
Well, when you look at people who've been in shape for 20 or 30 years, what do they do differently?
Well, this is it. This is what we touched on before. It's just normal. They're not making a big song and dance of it. They're certainly not posting pictures of, like, you'll see it all the time, like, people will post every single day for a week or 2 weeks, in the gym. But then nothing. for 6 months. And then every day, it's back to posting every day. But these older fellas, older women, they're not posting every day, but they're there every day, every single day. It's not because they're not doing it to show anybody else that they're doing it. They're doing it because, firstly, they probably enjoy doing it. Secondly, they've probably just done it so long they don't know how to live without not doing it. Hack certainly couldn't not train. It's just become almost a habitual instinct now. And yeah, they're just turning up, doing the basics, making sensible choices, because these things have all just become ingrained habits. They're not trying to show anyone what they're doing. And they're probably working harder when they're there.
I suppose that comes back to like what I said about posting them 20 things, just as like little things. It's just the tiny things, what they don't ever think of, innit? It's like
if you went and asked, like I said, these people went, what's your secret to having been in shape for like 20, 30 years? They probably couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, but if you're selling a program...
Oh, I'm just talking normal people,
No,
you know what I mean?
I know, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
no, if you go and just find that 60-year-old bloke who's went to the gym for the last 30 years, who's still in good nick,
Yeah.
and just said, like, how do you do it? Like, they probably wouldn't even know. And it's just because it's just the accumulation of little things.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Glenn Miller, ex-member, like, he's always been in shape.
Yep.
And it's like, because why? He gets out, he trains consistently, and he eats well. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's been lean all his life.
Genuinely, for me and you, if we stop tracking everything, if we stop tracking steps, if we stop tracking our food, do you think there'd be any real difference now with physique?
I could easily, like,
I don't think it would make any difference.
I could easily, I love the data.
Oh yeah, aye.
But I don't have to track.
Yeah.
I know I don't have to
so
track.
if we weren't suddenly weren't in the fitness industry and we were working other jobs and we had a lot less time and didn't bother tracking any of that thing, we'd still stay in the same shape, because we aren't in shape because we track all this data. We're in shape because of the habits that we've built. And this is the point. It's if you want to be in shape and get in shape, just build small habits rather than trying to live up to unrealistic extremes.
If you track for a complete, say, full straight year, you'll probably never have to track again.
Yep, if you do it properly.
Yeah, if you
100%.
do, if you tracked your food properly for a full year, you'd never have to track again.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you'd get bored of putting all different meals in, so you'd start eating the same meals, and then that would become the habit after that, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it's not complicated, and I suppose this is the overall message of this whole thing. Stop complicating fitness, because whether you make it super big and super complicated and make this huge mountain, or whether you make a molehill, you're going to get the same results as long as you focus on the things that actually matter and do them consistently.
Yeah, I mean, both of us, I've never had to worry about nutrition time and fucking getting me exact macros right down or anything like that. And I know me tracking's never going to be 100%. I know the steps are never going to, I know the calorie burns are never going to be 100%. But it's all those little tiny things, and it's like
we've been as lean as you can be.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, for two natural people, like, I mean, we've probably been down to what, like 8-9% body fat, maybe. Like, I don't think you could get that much leaner without sort of having to start doing other things, which we aren't going to do. Like,
you see your body extremes.
Like, your body builds with 4 and 5%. Like, but that's not because of the nutrient timing or any of that sort of thing. And we got there by doing like things completely almost certainly for me at the time, suboptimally.
Yeah.
Like, things, it couldn't have been further away from all these like nutrient timing principles and this, that and the other, because you're just trying to get by and do what you can.
Well, even down to like where I was 2 minutes on a recumbent bike. Do you know what I mean? Like, we haven't done that. We just went out and get them walking.
And this isn't us saying, "Hi, look at us, we're great, we don't have to do fuck all." Nobody has to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just like we're superstars. I've got shit genetics in general. Like, I'm not like a fucking freak. Do you know what I mean?
I should be 90 kilos of pure beef, but I'm not.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, we weren't like athletes growing up who've just always been this genetic elite. It's like Brock Lesnar sitting here who came out the womb a fucking Olympic athlete. Like, you don't need to do these things. It's just noise. It's just focusing on optimization for the sake of optimization to give themselves something to think about.
Is the real issue in modern fitness a lack of knowledge or a lack of execution?
100% execution. Everyone knows too much. Like, do you know what I mean? Everybody asks, like, some of the questions you get asked, like, you'll be the same from like clients. It's like, how do you even know about that? And it's through Instagram, it's through TikTok, because people just have this constant barrage of over information, none of which they actually need to know. So they've got too much knowledge, so much knowledge that it confuses them. The answer to results has always been and will always be just doing stuff properly, hard work. Work hard doing something that isn't even perfect and you'll still keep moving forward. So yeah, it's 100% execution, but the problem is it's easier to analyse than it is to execute.
I see this most with supplements, because the amount of people I'm taking this, and I'm like, well, why are you doing that? But like they've heard from X person that they do it, and it's like, oh well, I'll do it.
I've seen it. I mean, I can't remember the statistics. I meant to actually make a note of them, but you don't even know if they're true. And it said like it was the amount of people that consume information from TikTok, and the amount of people that actually make any concernable effort to check it's valid. You know, so it was like none. You know what I mean? But it's like people are just taking this information on face value from anyone, but they can't just listen to anyone. Do you know what I mean? Because how would you know? Like in the past, say if you want to go and find something out, you'd have to go to the library and get a book. In order for that book to have ended up in the library, it's had to go through like an extensive like this person at first had to become quite well known and established in the field. They then had to be established enough for a publishing company to want to actually take the book and make it into a book, and then to then distribute it into the library. So there's actually a due course that's sort of controlled its way to the mainstream. Now there's nothing. I can literally set up a reel today and go and see all these people that we've got in shape. I either got there because they drink their own piss. Someone somewhere go fucking
Yeah.
There's nothing. I know it's an extreme example, but literally there's no filter.
Yeah.
You can literally just say anything you want, and someone somewhere will consume it and believe it.
I seen that on a Channel 5 programme. Someone tried to go on piss because of that. Because he did. He did. It was years ago, and he did all these things. It was when. God, it was a Channel 5 thing, and he did all these things. He like trained with bodybuilders, trained with strongmen, did all these beauty regimes, and it was like over, say, a 16-week period of him doing it like a transformation. Yeah. And one of the things was like drinking his own piss for his skin. But he was obviously he was a reporter, so he was doing it like to show the extremes of what people will go.
It's an old army thing, that, you know.
Is it?
To piss on the feet.
Or piss on the feet?
Moisturise.
Oh, I thought they got stung by a jellyfish.
But yeah, so it's people have just got a constant stream of unfiltered, unaudited knowledge that they then can't separate themselves, and also don't even know how to even begin applying it all. So it just becomes paralysis by analysis, rather than just literally as basic as, now you want to get in shape? Aye, just going for an hour's walk every day.
Yeah. Start.
How hard's that? No confusion, no cost, no anything. But it's easier to sit on Amazon and order the supplement than it is to go for the walk.
Yeah,
it doesn't require any effort to do that, or to sit there and right, I haven't made any progress this month. My weights haven't gone up. Nothing's gone up. So rather than trying harder, I'm going to change me split, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Just work harder on what you're already doing, rather than overthinking stuff. The only real reason we change programs regularly as we do is to stop clients getting bored.
Yeah.
You don't need to change your exercise. Your body doesn't really know what exercises you're doing.
Yeah, body guessing, remember?
Just like, you know, you could literally just keep everything the same, and to be honest, you might even be better off for it, because you'd become even more proficient with those exercises. The loads will become better because you're constantly adapting and becoming better at using them, better and getting more out of them. But knowing people would get bored, and that's fine. There has to be a balance, of course there does. But simplicity, executed well, will always beat thinking about complexity.
What do you think? People spend more time optimizing their plan than actually following one? Or why do you think people spend more time optimizing their plan than actually following one?
Well, we've just said it, because it's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to think than it is to do. That's easy. Can't really add much more to that.
I know. That could, like, I can switch that up to like a business type thing, and like where people will make sure that the business is totally 100% foolproof before actually launching it, and it takes them 6 months to do that. Well, like if I wanted to launch something, I'd just gone, right, I'm starting this thing in a few weeks, and I'd figure it out before it starts.
Like, I've had this conversation with someone that always makes me laugh. Like, how many basically naggers do you know who've got these like blue collar businesses who can't even turn on a fucking laptop? Can't do anything, but they grew up rough and they're just grinding and working away every day. And they're making fortunes.
Yeah.
And then you'll compare it to these people who are like moving little chess pieces around and like trying to optimize everything and obsess over all these details and reading books and self-help and business help. And it's like, just get out and do it.
Yeah,
just do it. It's like me and you could still be sitting in the gym doing this podcast, talking about a podcast room and a business plan. Just do it. Do something. Just go and do it.
Yeah. Well, it was when we actually did build this.
Yeah, it's like,
just Dan, I've got this thing. Get your dad down. He's good. Well, actually, he's free next week. They do want to do the outdoor work or something like that.
Everything every good decision I've ever made in my life has been completely impulsive.
Yeah.
To an extent. Definitely, like the concert gym, completely impulsive.
Yeah.
The rentals, completely impulsive. Buying my first house when I did, completely impulsive. But just do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, could there have been a better way to do it? Could I have thought about it more? But then I might have missed the opportunity.
Yeah.
You've just got to do stuff.
There's no perfect timing.
Just do it. Even if it's not perfect, if you do it hard enough and do it long enough, you'll still do well.
Yeah. Exactly. Like those people in the gym who are just still doing the old school wear and stuff like that, but they're in shape because they've fucking turned up for 20, 30 years.
People focus on the stuff that makes 5% of the difference rather than the stuff that makes 95% of the difference. Yeah. I'm happy with 95%. Like, I don't need 100.
Yeah, it's like when people start, like supplements, when people start, should I start taking creatine? No, I should get in the gym.
Yeah.
Just start the fucking gym first.
It's like, if you're not even hitting your protein every day, why would you need to start taking creatine?
What does a sustainable week of training actually look like?
3 to 4 sessions a week. Getting 10,000 steps in a day. That's it in terms of structured exercise. Obviously, it's important that those 3 to 4 sessions are actually good sessions.
Yeah.
And that's obviously one of the things. All of our clients are coached, which means that they follow a proper program. They train with proper intensity, and they are actually getting what they should out of those 3 to 4 sessions. That's important, because you could go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and just walk on a treadmill, and you're not going to see great results. You'd still see results. You'd still progress. It's still better than doing nothing. But it's important that you actually make the most of the 3 to 4 sessions that you are doing. Train hard. But if you do that, you don't need to do anything else. That's literally it. People, I remember we were in Greece for the wedding, and one of the waiters, they love the tracking on. You know, obviously I'm in decent shape. You know, we had my top off at the time. Bit of fucking sun oil on. He comes over and, oh, what do you do for training? You do this, you do this, and I train 6 days a week. And it's like, how many days a week do you train? And 3 or 4. And you sort of like, it's the confusion. Mm-hmm. People can't comprehend this. It's like, less is more. You don't need to be training 6 days a week.
Less is more, but with more intense in the...
Yeah. Less is more, but work harder doing less.
Yeah. Got a couple of minutes left, Mr. Daniel. Can extreme standards around fitness damage people mentally in the long term?
100%. I know this is something that we touched on earlier, and both sides of the argument. I mean, obviously, firstly, it's that constantly, if you're trying to do everything and trying to do loads of stuff, you're going to fail. Especially if you're going from, the bigger the jump you make, the more likely a failure. It's like if me and you go from our day-to-day life now, which is pretty good, to going on a shred, it's not a huge jump. Mm-hmm. So we're almost guaranteed to succeed at it. If somebody goes from doing absolutely no exercise, no steps, no tracking, to trying to do a shred, which say 15,000 steps a day, tracking everything, 4 sessions a week, there's a good 50% chance they're going to fail at it. Yeah, because it's a huge jump. So when people start the fitness journey and they see all of these things that they need to be doing, they think, well, I've got to be meal prepping, I've got to be doing my cardio sessions, so there's 3 or 4 hours a week, and I've got to be doing my weight sessions, so there's 5 or 6 hours a week. And then they build up this impossible schedule. and think about it and think about it and think about it and just build up this obscene regime that wouldn't look out of place on Arnold Schwarzenegger's wall. And they'll do it for a week. And they'll fail. And how does that make them feel? Horrible. Nobody likes failing. Like if you set your mind to something and then fail, you feel horrific for doing so. So that's massively damaging to people's mental health because they start to associate themselves as a failure, and then every time they start to try to exercise, they automatically think they're going to fail again, and it just becomes this proper hatred for this thing that they think they need to be doing, that they think all the people who are around them who are in shape are doing, but they aren't capable of doing. And it's a fallacy, because most of these people who are in shape aren't doing that. You don't need to do that. You just need to do the basics, because that's achievable. If you start your big fitness crusade and go, right, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times and I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day, there's a good chance you'll be able to succeed in doing that. And yeah, just don't set yourself up to fail. The other alternative one, the second one, is people within the industry. And like I say, it becomes their entire identity. I do not consider myself like a fitness person. I wouldn't consider you a fitness person, because it's not our whole lives. It really isn't. But a lot of trainers fall into the trap of, well, I'm a coach, I have to be doing everything. And again, they then can't do everything consistently, because nobody can. No one can sustain that level of optimization long term. So then they can't even live up to their own expectations, which as a coach has mentally damaging effects, because you feel like a charlatan. You get imposter syndrome. You think, well, everybody else is doing this and I can't. I'm less than them. Nobody's doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
And like I said, once fitness becomes tied to your identity, then failure feels far deeper than it needs to.
We'll go to the last one before the next guest arrives. I can imagine him bursting through the door, to be fair.
Glitter.
Yeah, glitter. So if someone wants to still be in shape in 10 years from now, what should they focus on today?
Focus on the basics and doing them consistently, rather than falling for the trap of all the fluff. To be honest, if you're currently doing nothing, if you're just literally sitting there, not training, not exercising, not eating well, if I can give you one thing to go out and do for the next month, every single day, get you 10,000 steps in. Don't worry about everything else. You don't need to be starting to do everything. You just need to get good at doing one thing. Because if you can do your 10,000 steps every single day, you're automatically going to start getting fitter, because you're not walking at the minute, you're not doing anything. So you're going to get fitter even just by walking. You're going to burn a lot more energy than you currently do, which means that even though you're not adjusting your food, you're not changing anything, you're going to be in a deficit. Or at least if you're not in a deficit, you're not going to be in a surplus anymore, because you're just burning more energy every day. I think there's a lot of mental health benefits to just getting out, getting some fresh air, getting a walk. If you work and you suddenly say, right, rather than sitting in my office or continuing to work through my dinner break, I'm going to go and have a 40-minute walk every single day. And that might be enough to get you to 10,000 steps. You're going to feel better just in your day. You're going to perform better at work. And if you can do that for a month and make it just something that you do, it's not getting your steps in, it's not special, you're not on a diet, you're not doing anything, just every single day, just make it part of your life, then you've probably made more progress in that month than you will have in the last 10 years of trying to do any extreme that you can come up with. Then, once you get that nailed down, maybe start trying to get a couple of gym sessions in, twice a week, an upper and lower, or 2 full body sessions. Doesn't have to be a lot. You currently do nothing. So therefore, you're going to get great results going to the gym twice a week if you can do it consistently. So all of a sudden, that walk that you go on every day, you don't even think about doing it, because it's nothing. It just becomes like brushing your teeth. It's just something you do. Then you start doing your 2 sessions a week. Maybe do that for a few months. Before you know it, you're actually on the road to becoming a fit and healthy person, the same way everyone else who a fit and healthy person is, rather than just trying to live up to this nonsense.
Sound?